Tonight, we're checking in with Montana's top congressional leadership as a potential peace deal surrounding the war in Ukraine nears. In Washington, D.C., negotiations remain a work in progress, but Montana Republican Senator Steve Daines is standing firm on his stance toward Russia, calling its leader a thug.
Putin is a thug. He is an evil dictator.
Senator Steve Daines echoing the same message 3 years after Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I say that without stuttering. And the issue now going forward is, how do we end this war?
A question on everyone's mind.
The sight and the smell was horrible.
Daines was one of the few U.S. lawmakers to witness the devastation in Ukraine firsthand, traveling to Eastern Europe in 2022.
I went and saw the atrocities the Russians had committed against innocent Ukrainians in Bucha.
Daines stood on Ukrainian soil, just feet away from a mass civilian grave.
When the Russians were retreating from Ukraine at that moment, they came in from the north. And if you remember, everybody thought Ukraine was going to fall in 3 days. And the Ukrainians put up a tremendous fight, and the Russians actually retreated from that initial advance from the north. But in doing so, as they retreated, they were drunk, they were angry, and they massacred innocent men, women, and children. That's what I witnessed and saw, and it was horrible.
But fast forward to today, with President Donald Trump placing blame on Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for the ongoing war.
You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
After an explosive Oval Office meeting,
that was not a man that wanted to make peace.
Trump criticized Zelensky's approach to peace talks, a criticism shared by Senator Daines.
All he had to do was walk in the Oval Office, thank the president for the support, thank the United States for the billions of dollars been sent to Ukraine, and to sign the deal. He had to go in and just, I would say, make a free throw. And what he did is he airballed.
Now Trump is calling Zelensky the dictator. But Daines isn't wavering, doubling down, saying Putin is the real dictator, while still backing President Trump as the leader who can bring the war to an end.
Again, Putin's a thug. Putin's a dictator. But it's going to take a diplomatic type relationship to get Putin and Zelensky to the table to sign the deal. That's the art of diplomacy. That's the art of the deal that President Trump is very skilled at doing.
Tonight, the United States is urging Moscow to say yes to a 30-day ceasefire proposal that would help chart a path towards peace. The U.S. hammered out the deal yesterday with Ukraine. More U.S. weapons are also on the way to Ukraine after the Trump administration lifted its suspension of military aid for Kiev. This agreement comes after President Trump called Ukraine's elected president a dictator just last month before publicly berating him at the White House. The president's special envoy is expected to head to Russia for talks later this week.